The fairy tales of your childhood, reimagined in this stunning, often very funny way, performed by a cast straight from Broadway. Into the Woods first premiered on stage in the late 80s. It has never really gone away, but it did make a couple of big comebacks. There was that movie in 2014, you remember that, with Meryl Streep as the witch? And then most recently, it was restaged in New York with this amazing all-star cast. And now it is at Belk Theater, and that Broadway cast, they're all here. Like the guys who play Cinderella's prince and Rapunzel's prince.
Agony beyond power of speech, when the one thing you want is the only thing out of your reach.
High in her tower, she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair, blithe and becoming, and frequently humming a light-hearted air. Agony.
It is brilliant and wonderful, and I can't believe you guys can't watch yourselves.
No.
That is Tony Award winner Gavin Creel, brilliant Broadway veteran Jason Forbach, and they are here with us today. Hi guys, how are you?
So happy to be here.
Yes, hi.
What a dream.
No, a dream for me. I've been talking about this all week, that I'm so excited that I get to meet you both. Why did you not want to watch yourself?
When I'm doing a show 8 times a week, I can't know what I look like, or else I start watching myself when I'm on stage. Once it's done, I can watch it.
Really?
It's just something I can't do. I cannot see. Then I start just seeing myself outside of myself, and it's just no fun.
Are you that way?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, if you start to pick it apart and critique, and then you're not actually in the moment, so it defeats the whole purpose. So I try to avoid it as well. Yeah.
Well, we're sorry we did that to you.
Okay.
But
I didn't watch.
I'm really excited for all the people who did see it, because if people don't know this show, it is so really just wonderful. But it's very rare, if ever, that an entire Broadway cast goes from New York onto tour.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How did this happen?
You know what it was, I think, is we were in the building at the St. James Theater on Broadway doing this show that we all love so much. It was supposed to be 2 weeks at City Center to start, and then 2 months, and it extended for 6 months, and then they had another show coming in, so we had to close. But we weren't done.
Yeah.
The show was not done. We weren't ready to, and when we started talking about, hey, you gonna go on tour? Yeah, I'm thinking about going on tour. You gonna go on tour? And it was bizarre, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really special and unique. I mean, to the point that it was just supposed to be 2 weeks.
Wow.
And New York City just erupted. It was like a rock concert.
It
was like it was unlike anything I'd ever seen, and so we felt there was just this impulse to just keep telling the story. And when Broadway kept extending, and we got to the end of, it was this feeling of like, we're not done. And we've been seeing that city after city. Audiences are so responsive and so joyful, and the energy is incredible. So that is just reiterated everywhere we go.
It really is so beautiful, and you know, some people, we've been seeing the commercials all week and for weeks here in Charlotte, but there are people who don't know what this show is. So Jason, tell people a little bit about Into the Woods. It is the stories that we knew from childhood, but parts of it that are created in this beautiful way that we didn't know.
Right, well, you know, you have the brilliant Stephen Sondheim, James Lapine, telling the story of a bunch of familiar Grimm's fairy tale characters like Jack and the Beanstalk and Rapunzel and Cinderella, and all of these characters collide in the woods in the pursuit of their wishes. And when those wishes are granted, they are faced with the very adult responsibilities of what those dreams really mean. And it's a look on life and love and family and generations, and it's profound. It's really, really beautifully profound. And I feel like, having been a fan of this, and the show that was the reason why I got into music theater, I'm still mining it with, and I am discovering beautiful gems all the time, things I had never thought of in the process of doing this every day. I'm like, I keep saying, oh, that means, look at that symbol, look at that meaning, that intention. So you're never done with it, you know?
There are so many songs that I love about it. Agony is truly one of my, I mean, I would play that over and over and over again in my bedroom when I was in high school. I have this image of like, everyone who performs on Broadway all knows each other and everyone's friends. I'm gonna let that image live in my head.
Don't.
But
it's really kind of true.
It really is true.
Much of it is true. It's a really small community.
And that was really my question, because you're performing now with all of these wonderful, I mean, when you go see the show, these wonderful performers. Is there anyone that you stand in the wings and watch their performance every time and you're like, I can't even believe I'm sharing this show with these people?
I'll do one better. I do it on stage. I have one wonderful scene that I get to play with Stephanie Block.
Yes.
And to me, she's a legend. She's one of our
Brilliant.
treasures of
Yes.
our industry. As is her husband Sebastian, who's playing opposite her as her onstage husband. As is Montego Glover, who's playing the witch. And then we have all these new faces, Cole Thompson, and Katie Garrity's been on Broadway a million times, but she's having this step out moment. And then we have legends like Nancy Opel and Jim Stanek and people, Felicia Curry, and we have this incredible cast. But when I stand on stage with Stephanie, I have to remind myself, like, you got to keep acting here, because you can't just be like, "Hey, Stephanie, it's me, Gavin."
Totally fanning out.
Oh, I'm such a fan of all of these people.
Oh,
Yeah.
It has to be amazing.
And I get the best front house seat, being
Oh my
you
gosh.
know, playing opposite him all the time. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's my moment of like, what is happening right now?
I bet. Well, I know people are going to be sitting in that audience thinking, what is happening right now? How am I seeing all of these people? Before I let you go, I'm almost out of time. It is so important that cities like Charlotte get to see shows direct from Broadway,
Yeah.
that tours get to continue, that we get to have that in this city. I'm going to just leave it there and let you react to that however you want to, because we're in a weird time.
I just have to say, Charlotte opened its doors to us.
Yeah.
We are here and we are ready. There's only 10 cities that we are doing this in, and Charlotte was one of them. We knew we wanted to come here. We had something to share with the city. The people here are pumped. We can feel it. It's limited tickets available. We
Yeah.
have a few left, some good seats left, but you don't want to miss this. I'm not saying that we're awesome.
You're awesome.
You can say that.
They're awesome.
But it is with the audience and
Yeah.
us, and the full orchestra sits on stage.
It's unique.
It is 1 week only at the Belk, and it's I cannot wait. We have show tonight, so we'll be there.
Can you imagine other Broadway casts doing that, picking up and moving? No.
I don't think it's ever really happened. I think
Yeah.
I grew up in Kansas City, and I was very much inspired by the theater that would come through town.
Yeah.
And to know that we are exactly that company, and that people all over the country get to see what was created and what was so special at City Center a year ago.
Yeah.
That's really unique. And so it's fun to share in the magic. It affects me as much as I know it affects everyone that we're playing for.
Yeah.
And it's a thrill.
If you were ever a child, you will like this show. Musical theater changes people. I totally believe that. Guys,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here with us. I so appreciate it.
Thank you for being a theater nerd.
Yes!
Solidarity.
Absolutely.
Solidarity, friends. Your sister lives here,
She does. She's coming to the show on Friday. Can't
and your
wait.
parents live in Asheville.
They're coming tonight.
You've been to Charlotte on
Oh,
tour
yeah.
before.
Yes.
Let's just keep them here. Can we just keep them here?